So you're in a long-term relationship, and things are good, but you've probably wondered, what's the real difference between just being a great boyfriend and being a true partner? It's a question a lot of us face. And you know what? Understanding that difference, that can change everything. It's the key to building a real future together. Let's get into it.
All right, first things first, we got to get the framework right. This isn't about slapping a label on things, boyfriend versus husband. It's way deeper. It's about the mindset you bring to the relationship and the role you actually choose to play in your partner's life. So, yeah, let's just ask it straight up. What is the real difference? And look, this isn't about pressuring anyone to buy a ring tomorrow. Not at all. It's about the level of commitment and responsibility you're showing right now, today, because that's what builds that deep, secure connection you're both really looking for. And here it is. This is probably the most important idea we're going to talk about. The core difference is moving from opportunity to ownership. Think of it like this. A boyfriend is a candidate for a shared life. He's kind of auditioning for the part. A husband, or someone with that husband mindset, is already a partner in that life. He's an owner. He's all in. That shift is everything. So what does this whole opportunity versus ownership thing actually look like in the real world? Let's break it down. When you're in that boyfriend phase, the focus is totally on attraction, right? Building that initial connection, showing your potential, it's about the spark. But when you shift to a partner mindset, your focus just expands. It becomes about protection, about long-term provision for your life together, and about building a shared legacy. It's a much bigger picture. And this table right here, this is where that abstract idea gets super concrete. Just look at the household row. A boyfriend helps out, which kind of implies it's her job to begin with, right? A husband manages the property and shares the mental load. That's ownership. Or how about conflict? A boyfriend might still be on the lookout for red flags, trying to decide if this is even viable. A husband prioritizes the us, the health of the partnership, over his own need to win the argument. Okay, so maybe you're wondering, how can you tell which role your partner sees you in right now? Well, there are some subtle but really powerful signs you can look for. Think about it. If she gets a flat tire or has a sudden health scare, who's the first person she calls? If it's her dad or her best friend instead of you, that's a sign. It just means she doesn't quite see you as her primary rock, yet. And if your time together is mostly just about having fun in the moment, rather than talking about and building for the future, you're probably still in that boyfriend phase. On the other hand, when that husband-level trust is there, oh, the signs are unmistakable. You'll start hearing the we language all the time. It's not my future anymore, it's our future. When she opens up about her deepest fears or her money worries, she's doing more than just sharing info. She's trusting you to be her safe harbor. And of course, the most literal sign of all, you're the one listed as her emergency contact. So if you want to get a clearer picture for yourself, you can kind of do a quick self-assessment. Just ask yourself about these 3 areas. First, the support system. Are you really her main anchor when things get tough? Second, future integration. Is she actually including you when she makes big life decisions? And third, financial security. Are you guys building a stable foundation together or just kind of enjoying the moment? Okay, so what if you've done that little assessment and you realize you want to level up? You want to move from boyfriend to true partner. Well, the good news is it doesn't take some grand, dramatic gesture. It's all about a series of small, consistent actions that show you have that ownership mindset. Here's the game plan. This right here is your roadmap. And that first step is huge. Stop asking, how can I help? And start saying, don't worry, I've handled it. Find a reoccurring stressor in her life, whether it's cooking, planning, whatever, and just take full ownership of it. Don't just distract her from her stress. Become her teammate in actually solving it. And you've got to be the one to start those legacy conversations. Talk about things beyond next weekend's plans. Talk about the next 5, 10 years. And here's the thing. All of these actions, every single one we just talked about, they're all built on one foundation: emotional intimacy. That is the bridge. It's what takes you from just dating someone to truly doing life together. And that's really the heart of it. Emotional intimacy isn't just, talking about your feelings. It's about creating a shared reality. It's a world where her problems are your problems and your wins are her wins because you're operating as a single team. So, how do you actually do that? Well, first, you gotta master the emotional debrief. Stop asking, how was your day? Instead, try asking, what was the most draining part of your day?
That gets to the emotion behind it all. Second, practice active vulnerability. Share your own struggles before you have them all figured out. It shows you trust her with the messy process, not just the perfect outcome. And anticipate that mental load. Show her you're thinking about the little things she's always worrying about, so she doesn't have to carry it all alone. Now, we've talked about the mindset and the actions, but all of this needs a system to make sure it sticks. And that brings us to our final and maybe the most powerful tool for really becoming that true partner. It's called the weekly check-in. And yeah, it sounds simple, but this little 15-minute ritual can completely transform your relationship from being reactive to proactive. It's the difference between just living side by side and intentionally, actively building a life together. And these 4 questions are pure gold. Each one is designed for a specific reason. The first one is about positive reinforcement. You learn what's actually working. The second one is about active partnership, showing you want to take on her stress. The third one, roommates or teammates. That is a brilliant way to check the temperature of your connection. And the fourth creates a totally safe space for honesty, which is the absolute bedrock of that deep marital level trust.
Ultimately, this is what you're looking for. This is the metric. You'll know you've made the transition when her default response to a problem is no longer, "Don't worry, I've got it." It's, "What do we think we should do?" That simple word, "we," that tells you she sees you not just as a person in her life, but as her genuine partner in it.
And so that really leaves us with one final question for you to think about. When you look at your own relationship, at your actions, at your mindset, are you just enjoying the journey? Which is great, by the way. Or are you actively building the foundation for a shared future? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know.